angels, it's Haley Reese, and today's video is going to be the first conspiracy theory that I have ever done on my channel to date. I love conspiracy theories. I mean, I think we can all take in how amazing Shane Dawson's conspiracy theory videos are and how many YouTubers nowadays have so many awesome conspiracy theories to share. I myself love to watch them, so I knew that I would want to create conspiracy theory content for you guys. My biggest problem with creating conspiracy theory content is the fact that because so many people make conspiracy theory videos, you end up seeing a lot of the same conspiracy theories just told by different people, and to me it gets a little bit boring when all of the conspiracy theory videos seem to be replicas of each other sometimes. So I knew that I wasn't going to do a conspiracy theory video of any conspiracy theories that have been done to date, and I knew that if I were to do one, I would want it to be one that maybe, hopefully, none of you have heard of before, and so we can kind of dive into a new conspiracy theory together. This conspiracy theory is a paranormal one, which of course it seems to be a theme on my channel, so I thought what better conspiracy theory to dive into with you guys other than the crying boy painting conspiracy theory. So if you guys want to hear the conspiracy theory of the crying boy painting, then just keep watching this video. Before we get into this video, I just want to say, if you are new to my channel, hello, my name is Haley. I post a ton of videos. Some of them are weird, some of them are interesting, some of them are just stories or to do with me. But if you do enjoy this video or any of my other videos, it would mean the absolute world to me if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button. I love each and every person that takes the time to subscribe to my channel, and I'm so thankful for it, so please do that if you do enjoy my videos, and let's get into this conspiracy theory. So this conspiracy theory was a huge deal back in the 80s, and it basically revolves around a painting of a crying boy. I will insert a picture of it right here. And this painting was said to have been either cursed or possessed or something of those sorts. Basically, the painting was found in numerous houses and shops and restaurants and everything else that had been burnt to the ground. But in the rubble of the burnt down buildings, this painting survived. There were said to have been about 50,000 of these crying boy paintings sold all across England in their local department stores and things like that. And so many reports of places that had burned down all had one thing in common, and that was this painting remaining in the ashes and the rubble of burnt down buildings with no explanation. So on September 4th, 1985, The Sun, which was one of the biggest tabloid papers of that time, released a story titled Blazing Curse of the Crying Boy Painting, and below it it said, "Picture is a fire jinx." So this is the article that was released on September 4th, 1985 by The Sun. And after this picture was released, so many firemen and so many people came forward saying that this painting was a common theme amongst an outbreak of spontaneous fires. So this article tells of a couple who blames this cheap painting of a crying boy, of a boy with tears on his cheeks, being the cause of their house burning down. The couple's entire house was damaged. It was unsavable. The house was burnt to the ground. The only remaining things within this house were the actual structures of the house. Everything was burnt, everything was lost, but the painting remained, and the painting was completely unharmed. So the head of Yorkshire Fire and Rescue actually told a bunch of local papers that this crying boy painting was frequently found intact in the rubble of burnt down buildings, and not just burnt down building. It was found amongst the rubble of buildings that had been burnt down unexplainably. Another local firefighter actually came forward to the papers as well and said that in his personal experience they had logged more than 50 crying boy paintings found amongst fires that they had responded to. So this wasn't just one or two people may have had the same painting in their home that miraculously stayed intact while their house burned to the ground. This was an epidemic, so to say. People were terrified. The Sun would actually have people send in their crying boy paintings to get rid of them, and they would burn and destroy them altogether because people were so terrified of this painting. People were so afraid of this happening. There were so many reports, and all of the fire reports shared one thing in common. Shortly after bringing this painting into the house would unexplainably burn to the ground, and the painting would remain intact. Please forgive me if I am not pronouncing any names of anything right in this video. Obviously, I don't know exactly how to pronounce them, but the artist was named Bruno Amadio. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm not 1000% sure, but it was Bruno Amadio. And he was said to have adopted a young boy by the name of Don Bonillo. Again, I apologize if I'm not pronouncing this right. But he was said to have adopted a young boy who had seen his parents die in a house fire. So he was a very sad, he was a very traumatized little boy, I would assume, and often when he had first adopted him, he was crying. Now, because he was an artist, he drew inspiration of his new adopted son, and he would create these paintings of him. However, when he first adopted this little boy, the local priest warned him strongly against it. He said that this boy always happened to have fires following him, and that he was actually known to locals as the Diablo, which translates to devil. So he was known as the devil child who, anywhere he goes, fires follow him, and actually killed his own parents in these fires. He obviously went against the warnings of the locals and the local priest, and he did adopt the boy, and that was what his paintings were inspired after. Now, these paintings had become like a fad. He had made tons of money off of creating these paintings, and like I said, about 50,000 of them were sold in England. It is said in this conspiracy theory, years before this entire crying boy fire epidemic broke out, it was said that he actually had his home and his studio burned to the ground while the boy was living within the house with him. He got extremely upset. Supposedly, there are multiple conspiracy theories on this, but this is the most common one that I've found. Supposedly, he blamed the small boy for being the reason that everything burned to the ground. And the boy either, I've read multiple endings to this, the boy either ran away crying or he was kicked out of the house, but nobody saw Don Bonillo again. The interesting thing about this conspiracy theory is the fact that Bruno had actually passed away before all of these crying boy fires started to break out. So nobody was able to ever talk to him and confirm if this was the true story as to the inspiration behind the paintings. So a few years later, people actually went further on to investigate the actual paintings themselves and to see if they were fireproof, so to say. Now, it was confirmed that, don't quote me on exactly what it was, but something to do with the finish of the painting had some sort of fireproof qualities to it. But I still find this a very interesting conspiracy theory, because even if it was unable to burn, it does not eliminate the fact that multiple people had the exact same experience. Their houses burned to the ground, their businesses burned to the ground, right after this painting was purchased. Now, I'm surprised that when I went to go do research on this, there weren't very many YouTube videos about it. There weren't very many videos about it. And I think that it's an extremely interesting conspiracy theory, and it kind of leaves room for wondering what took place in 1985. What was it about these paintings that they all created this consistent theme? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this conspiracy theory. Do you think that the painting is cursed? Do you think that it's possessed? Do you think that it's haunted? Or do you think it's a coincidence? I personally find it to be too many people with the same experiences for that to have been a coincidence. But what do I know? I'm just someone on here forming an opinion and sharing a conspiracy theory that I found interesting. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. Like I said, I do post a ton of videos, and I really do try to keep consistent content coming for you guys. So if you do enjoy my videos, I would really love it if you would subscribe. That way you don't miss when I upload. And please give this video a big thumbs up. Like I always say, it makes my heart super happy when you do that, and it encourages me to keep making these videos. So if you do enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. And until next time, love you.